Hello and welcome to Friday. It's a little bit past 12 and yesterday I mentioned talking about something that I got in the mail. What was it? Sometime? Anyway, let's talk about that. So, one of the things that I wanted to do and that I've been talking about for the past little bit was, going through every Pokemon game and like catching everything that I can to get a living dex. All of my Pokemon games are right off screen on this shelf that you can't see. But one of the big things would be playing the GameCube games. Behind me I have my copy of Kirby's Air Ride playing just in the background for demonstration purposes that we'll see in just a second. So the way I wanted to play these would be more like, we're living in 2023, almost 2024. There's got to be a better way to play these. Sure, emulation is viable, but I like playing on original hardware when possible. And, I could definitely emulate the Pokemon Coliseum. Is it Coliseum? XD Gale Darkness and Coliseum, yeah. Both those games, because I want to play through them. I've never experienced them. I've experienced every other Pokemon game except the most recent ones that came out on Switch. And I just want to play through these and actually see if I can get everything in the Generation 3 games. Very close to doing that, but the only thing that's left out is those couple of Pokemon that are stuck on the Coliseum and XD games. So what's the best way for me to go about doing this? So one of the things that I did a couple of months, maybe not even a couple of months, maybe like a month ago, I ended up buying this controller, the 8BitDo Ultimate Bluetooth controller. It's right here, and I'll be showing you something about that in just a minute. This controller, I bought it for this specifically. So the way you can actually do things is with a hacked Wii, you can actually use USB controllers to play a bunch of GameCube games. Now, myself being me, I was like, okay, well, this comes with a USB adapter. I can just plug that into the back of the Wii, and it should work fine, right? Apparently not. And I've been trying to get it work. I've had some issues, some luck, and it's just not worth it to me. I could spend more time with it, but I don't think I would ever get it working, and it'd be pretty janky. So I could obviously use some other Bluetooth controllers or just wired USB, but I want a wireless controller. And I've seen some solutions online, but they're all kind of weird, right? So that got me thinking, right? What could I possibly do to use a controller on this Wii, right? Something that's modern, something like this, that would be able to work just fine. Enter this, the RetroTime GC Adapter. Now, this thing costs maybe like 30 bucks at most. You can get it on a variety of websites, but it is a little Bluetooth adapter that plugs in directly into the GameCube slot. Meaning you can use this on your GameCube, you can use this on your Wii, you can even use this on your Wii U and Switch if you have the relevant adapter, which I do. I just don't know where it is at the moment. It's somewhere in this mess. I think it might be right there. Yeah, you might be able to see it right there. Either way, so this is how this works, right? So all I do is plug this into the Wii right here, and it should just start blinking blue, and then all I need to do is press this button and we're connected. There is, so if I go to options, you can see that there's another controller plugged in. If we go to Rumble, I haven't gotten the vibration to work on this just yet. I can probably mess with that in the configs, but it's not too big of a deal. If I unplug the second controller, that's an original, well, it's not an original GameCube controller, but it's a Smash branded GameCube controller that I got, I think when Smash Ultimate released. But if I go to let's go to Air Ride, start game. Actually, let's go to free run, and let's. Apparently, there's nothing unlocked on the save, which is weird. There should be plenty unlocked on the save. I don't know why, but like as you can see, all like I could probably play in the viewfinder. No, I can't because it's reversed for me. But yeah, this is working great, and it solves all the problems that I have. I can use any modern controller that has Bluetooth on my Wii, GameCube, Wii U, or Switch just by plugging this adapter, and I will have no issues with that. That's wild to me. And all it was this small little adapter. I have no idea why it took me so... Like, I was looking for something like made by 8BitDo because they've been, you know, they're stand out in the field of like custom video game products that like for older systems. And this is by far one of the best controllers that is on the market right now. It's Bluetooth. It's got a USB adapter. You can plug it in directly. It's got Hall effect sticks. It's got all the buttons that you want and need. It's got gyro, I believe. It's got vibration. I don't have the vibration working just yet, but I tested it out on my computer and it works just fine. So maybe I can get it working through this. I'm not so sure if there's a miscommunication with the software that the adapter uses, but this and this is all I needed. And again, I can use any controller that I want. I could use PS4 controller, I could use PS5 controller, I could probably even use a PS3 controller. Switch Pro controller works just fine. I would assume, yeah, Xbox controllers work. Stadia controller works. That'd be wild to play a Stadia game on, or use the Stadia controller for this. That'd be nuts. But I'm pretty sure you can get nearly any controller working with just this adapter, and they make these for all kinds of different systems. The website I got this from was called Stone Age Gamer. They're based out of the Midwest. I believe it might be Ohio. I could be wrong. But yeah, it's a Midwest company. There's a bunch of other online retailers. I forget where I saw this, but I figured that would be, I mean, that was one of the cheaper options for me. And again, it's like $25, $30 for one of these. And so far, I've had no real issues. The only thing that I had an issue with was because like I just needed to jump into the configs, and that took a little bit of finagling, a little bit of updating the firmware because you need a Chromium browser, and I use Firefox on my phone. Regardless, updated the firmware, and the only thing I needed to do was just remap these buttons because they were using the Xbox layout, which I believe is just some of these buttons were just, you know, the face buttons were out of order, but right now everything is just working perfectly fine. I've had zero issues with this, and I love that. So yeah, now I have pretty much everything I need. All I need to do is just start playing the games, and I'll get to that in due time. This chair is very squeaky, but yeah, that's about it. Like, I'm super happy with this, and it's like, you know, I can just play what is essentially a 20-year-old. Actually, I think GameCube came out in 2001, right? Something like that. I can play games from 20-something years ago on my Wii with a controller, you know, built in this modern era. And what else? Like, incredible stuff. There's more I want to say on this. It's just like, you know, it's wild to see how far retro gaming has come. And again, they make these for a bunch of other different consoles. PS2 and PS1 are the same. PS2, PS1. I think I saw Dreamcast. I saw a Sega Genesis. You can probably do like super old Nintendo systems like NES, original NES. The community is huge for this, and I would be absolutely amazed to see just have all those just working just fine on modern hardware. It is, or with modern controllers. You can like, it's just nuts, right? Like, sure, you have flash cards and everything, but like the fact that I'm able to just plug in a controller that I bought, or a controller that's made. Let's take the Stadia controller for example, right? The Stadia controller just like is basically, after the firmware update, which they extended by a year, by the way, I can just use that on this. I can use a controller that was only used for cloud gaming, a cloud gaming service that does not even exist anymore. I can use that controller for my GameCube, which is, you know, packed away somewhere in this mess of stuff that you can't see off screen. I can use it for a console that came out 15 plus years before it and play games from that era. No issues. I love it. It's so cool. And yeah, I'm excited to actually start playing some more GameCube games that I never really had a chance to play. There's a super old TV that's just sitting across the room that I will probably be using for this adventure. But yeah, it's gonna be fun. I will keep you updated how that progression goes in Coliseum and what do you call it? Coliseum and what's the other game? XD Galaxy Darkness. We'll see how they go, and assuming all goes well, I'll have a completed decks in those sometime soon. Regardless, that's what I'm gonna call it for today. Thank you all for watching. I hope to see you tomorrow, and until then, later.